Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Jimmy Smith, and I am coming on today, and I just want to just kind of share my heart on some things. I don't know who's going to listen to this. I don't know who's going to join in on this. I am mainly recording this for YouTube. And this is not something I'm trying to start no trend or, like this is about to be a thing to speak to the city of Buffalo, New York on no regular basis, nothing like that. But I, as what you would call a Buffalonian, and being from the city of Buffalo, New York, which I love, beautiful city, great people. I'm from there. And but man, I learned something and heard about something early this morning, and that was just really disturbing and devastating. And it just I was doing some work and everything, and it just popped in my mind. Well, maybe I just need to get it off my chest. But Channel 7 Eyewitness News, WKBW. And I posted this on my Facebook page. 43-year-old man dead following a shooting in Buffalo's Allentown neighborhood. Now, Allentown is not like a really bad neighborhood. It's pretty okay. And but so this is what I read this morning, and I saw somebody I grew up with who posted it, and I just couldn't believe it. So apparently this person is Derek D. Bishop. Derek D. Bishop Jr. Went to McKinley with Derek. I believe he graduated the same year I graduated, which was 1996. And Derek was 43 years old, and I am just kind of blown away, man. Like this guy. So let me tell you, Derek. We went to school together. We weren't like best friends and just like that. But if I saw him, he was that guy that had that good energy. He had that good energy, that good vibe. He was a leader. He was a father. I believe he had daughters. I'm just kind of looking through his Facebook page. And he's not the type of guy that, you would ever think this would happen to. And I'm just doing this, just taking a few minutes. I really want to, do this because it's being recorded right now to my YouTube channel. Just kind of put out there like, y'all, Buffalo, like, what are you doing? You shooting the wrong kind of people. Like, and when I say that, nobody should have to die to gun violence. But if somebody, break into somebody's home, or there's a person, you see raping the person, or a woman is being raped and the guy gets shot, or some kids getting raped and somebody gets shot. Well, it's like, okay, it's the law of cause and effect. And I'm not sure what he was doing and why he was out, whatever. I don't know the details of what happened. But at the same time, I do know that this was a good brother. And it's like, what in the world are you thinking about? What are y'all doing? Like, what in the world? Like, I've been away from Buffalo for a minute. And when I left Buffalo, I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and now I live in Atlanta. But I come home quite often, and I live in a different kind of world. So and I'm not saying Derek didn't either, because he wasn't like no thug or or whatever. Like, this dude was Derek Bishop. Was that dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was that dude. Like, everybody loved him, and he was I believe he coached football or whatever for the young people or whatever. So it's like he was a person who was better it was better having him in the community than to do this and to have this. So, and it's like so many people are dying, so many people are like just getting shot, whatever. And I know Buffalo got a reputation for gun violence and stuff like that, but it's like, what are y'all doing? You're shooting the wrong kind of people. Like, who's out there in Buffalo, in Allentown, I think the article said it was like 3:30 in the morning, people out, 3:30 in the morning, food place, whatever, wherever he was at. But come on, like, you shooting kings out here. You shooting, a man who got kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking on his Facebook right now, and I see you got a little girl. You got maybe I think you got two daughters. Like, you're taking somebody's father right here. You know what I'm saying? I see that he posted April 24th. His credit score was 755. Like, dude was. I went to school with this guy. I went to high school. Went to McKinley high school with this guy, and I'm just saying, I'm just getting on here because it's just on my mind, and I just think it's a huge loss to the city of Buffalo when you have a black man who is about his business, and he's adding to the community with the whole coaching young these young kids, and he was better. We were better off having him than not having him, right? This is not some black guy who's not working, credit score low, and I mentioned that because I'm just looking through his Facebook page. Like, this is a black man who is about his business. When you see him, he's smiling, he got good energy, type of person you want to be around, type of person you want to know. So it's like, this is a message to Buffalo. Like, the gun violence is ghetto. Like, come on, like, seriously, like, it's ghetto. The gun violence that's happening in Buffalo is ghetto. And let me tell you this, it's ridiculous. So, like, our people, and I don't know who was the person behind the gun and whatever. So can't say it was black, can't say who it was. But to, like, the black community in Buffalo, like, y'all need to wake up, right? So I'm a real estate entrepreneur, real estate investor, and so when I come home, I go around the different neighborhoods and looking for property, and like, you don't even realize a lot of those properties in Buffalo, in the inner city, are owned by people, the names you can't even pronounce. Like, a lot of people are coming from the Bronx, out of Brooklyn, out of New York City, and people coming from, other countries, and they're moving into Buffalo and buying up all of this property, right? I mean, all of this property. Like, they got a whole community where these cats, growing up, we called them the Arabs, because the Arabs used to always own the corner store. They always was the ones, who owned the corner store. But now they've moved into real estate, and they're talking in their Arabic language to one another about real estate. And the black community, black people are being, like, totally cut out of the picture. So I'm saying, like, to the city of Buffalo is like, I'm from there, don't live there. I don't have no beef with the mayor, the who's who, whatever. I'm not sure how y'all let the girl beat or get close to becoming the mayor over Mayor Brown. But my point is, what are y'all doing? It's like, it's just at this point is ghetto. Okay. At this point, it is absolutely ghetto that this is what you choose to do. This is what you decide you want to do. You're shooting the wrong people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid, like, I come home quite a bit. My mom and my sister and my family's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come home and I could go to gym, stakeout, or whatever, and be out getting something to eat or whatever. And it's like, you got to be kidding me that like you shooting, these are fathers and mothers and people who are really good people, and it's just it's a whole tragedy. It is unnecessary, especially when you find a black man who will spend time with other young boys, coaching them. And I'm looking at these pictures, and I'm seeing him spending time with these young men, and he's a coach. And again, we went to high school together, and this guy, Derek D. Bishop, Derek Bishop was that dude. He was just good energy. That's when I think about him, and he was good energy. And I don't know. I mean, other people's been killed or shot or whatever. I just happened to go to we just happened to go to the same high school, and I just know that he was he was one of those persons that was full of light, right? And I just feel like he was a leader. I feel like he was a person who has a good heart, and he took out time with a number of young people. And I'm just looking at his Facebook page and how everybody just kind of having a fit. So I'm just talking and just trying to express. But yo, the gun violence and shooting these our kings out here, 43 years old, a young king. The gun violence is ghetto. Like, I don't know. Well, I do know. It's the whole mindset that is in Buffalo. It's this mindset, and it's only gonna get worse if people don't step up as leaders in the community. Shout out to DeWitt Lee. I went to grammar school with him. He's a leader, I feel like, who's stepping up in the community. But I feel like some people step up and they only step up to get into positions to shine. I don't feel like Derek was that kind of person. I feel like he kind of stepped up to make a difference. Some people step up to get into positions so they can floss and shine and then don't do nothing, because, then the question is, then where is the change? And you got to get into the mental space of these young people and these folk out here in the city. I get it. Poverty is an issue in Buffalo, even in Rochester. A lot of people get shot and dying and shooting, but it's the mindset needs to change, right? The mindset needs to change, because a lot of people are in poverty and suffering from they're used to the system. They're used to food stamps, the EBT, cars, and this and that and the other. But it's like, okay, at some point, when do we shift this? Because again, I'm saying, like, maybe there's no right person, but you definitely shooting the wrong people. You shooting the wrong type of person when you start, when we start losing like a Derek Bishop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you got to be kidding me. Like, that's crazy, and so we just, a message to the city of Buffalo as a Buffalonian, as a person who, I love the city. I think it's great that the city of Buffalo is, in certain areas, you see the city coming up, the downtown. But can I tell you, to the black community and to anybody who will listen to this on Facebook and or of course, we're recording live here on YouTube, y'all better wake up, man, because the whole shooting and killing folk is really lame. It's ghetto, and there's a whole new wave coming into a city like Buffalo. where the money is not going into the black community. Again, I'm in real estate, and when I come home and I look for real estate deals, just driving up and down the street, take my little app out and be looking, the names that are coming up are the people who own the real estate in Buffalo. You can't even pronounce it. And then when you go look further deeper into it, to see, who's owning what, and you see them having conversations with one another. They're having conversations with each other in a language that you can't even understand. And so then things are different from when I was growing up. Okay, things are different from the days of, and I know everybody got their opinion about food, and I'm not talking about whether it was good or not, but things are different from, the days of Lee's barbecue and Gigi's, and things are different from the days of when stuff was just simple, right? And there's another group of people coming in, and they're buying up land, and they're buying up and they're owning real estate, and it's like the concept of black on black crime, shooting our young men and doing what you're doing is ridiculous, because there's so many opportunities out here with NFTs and the crypto and the of course now the metaverse and online and digital world and the gaming world. And it's like we got to get a hold of these young people in Buffalo to say, okay, like this concept of shooting, robbing, the whole drug thing and all that, like it's just becoming just ridiculous. It's just unnecessary. And anyway, the gun violence it needs to stop. Derek Bishop was he was just that good guy, man. He was not just a good guy, but he was really I feel like a leader in the community with coaching and dealing with those young people. Again, we went to high school together. We weren't like, best friends or nothing like that, but it's shocking enough for me to stop my time and my day to come on here and just, give some type of response to it, to see, right before we get out of 2021, to see, a report that a 43-year-old man was shot and killed at 3:30 in the morning in Buffalo, and it'd be a person like Derek Bishop. That's disturbing. That's concerning. Buffalo not that big, so it's like, we really got to, into the pastors and church leaders and politicians and community leaders, and you really got to get into that mindset of these young people. They need something to do. And I'm not saying it was a young person. I don't know who it was. I don't care if it was a 40-year-old person. Put the guns down and get your money up. Put the guns down, pick up a book. Put the guns down and take care of your family. Put the guns down and go to church. Put the guns down and educate yourself. That see, I don't live in that world, so I don't see gang violence and drinking and smoking, and I don't even understand the addiction to drugs and drinking and smoking, because I grew up in the church, so my world is church, so I understand the good and the bad and the ugly when it comes to church. Seen it, been there, all of it. So my world has been church. My world is that, because of my mother and my father and the way I grew up. And I'm not saying that, that Derek wasn't, I'm not saying he grew up in church, but he wasn't like this street thug type person, right? But what I am saying is to the city of Buffalo, like, we got to do something. You got to do something different. And I'm just saying that, hey, my nephew lives there. He's in his early 20s. My mom is still there. My sister is there. My brother-in-law is there. And I know a city cannot be just, I guess, totally without its crime and things happen and stuff like that. But when you start shooting people like this and you start, killing our fathers and what I would label as a king, it's like, okay, enough is enough. Enough is enough, because you run up on the wrong family and you taking out certain people in the wrong family. Folk gonna start firing and shooting back. But enough is enough, and I think you never know when stuff is gonna happen. But I think something needs to be said, and there needs to be some type of what's the word? Something put in place to try to prevent these kind of acts. And I know it's all over the country. I know it's everywhere. But it gets buck wild and it gets a little rowdy when it's summertime. It gets buck wild, gets a little rowdy when it's summertime, and all of a sudden folks start getting shot and all kinds of stuff. But let me tell you, it's not summertime right now. So why would this happen? I talked to my mother earlier. It's snow on the ground in Buffalo. So who's out shooting somebody at 3-something in the morning? I mean, y'all should be at home. You know what I'm saying? At home, chilling with your girl, chilling with your family, watching movies, sleep. It's 3:30 in the morning. I mean, I'm just saying. So if it's snow on the ground in Buffalo and something like this is happening, or it's much colder now in Buffalo, then that means there's a mindset issue. There's a mental issue throughout the city. That you gotta be mentally ill to be pulling the trigger on somebody. And they not breaking in your house, and they ain't broken your car, and they ain't robbing you, and they ain't, raping your nieces and your nephews and your wives and your girlfriends, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he had beef with anybody or not. I don't think he did. But either way, what I'm saying is, like, enough is enough. And this mental illness and mental issues and mindset that Buffalo is so known for is in certain areas in the city. And I'm saying to whoever is listening to me, leaders, pastors, bishops, apostles, whoever, politicians, the mayor, whoever, I think Pastor Pridgeon does an incredible job ministering to the city. People say a lot of whatever about him, but hey, he's one of those pastors that gets out and he does something. But the issue is mindset, because nobody in their right mind is really will pick up a gun and pull the trigger on somebody for nothing, right? Nobody in their right mind would pick up a gun and pull the trigger just to be shooting folk. And I just think it's unnecessary. When you start seeing, when you start losing, people like Derek, yeah, that's too close to home. We graduated the same year from high school. We went to the same high school, and my understanding, another person got shot as well, and they're in critical condition. But this is a message to the city of Buffalo. I don't know who will hear it. I know, it is what it is. I just wanted to put it out there that the gun violence is ghetto. It is unnecessary. I think to the city of Buffalo, these young people, middle-aged folk, whoever, you need to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. You need to think about starting a business, creating an LLC, getting in the gym, changing your diet, and and start doing some more positive things, positivity, and if you don't get a hold to these young people, like I'm 44, Derek was 43, but these young people, if you don't get a hold to them, like, first of all, they get moved out of their neighborhoods. That's one. And some folk can't even afford to live where they live. But if you don't get to their mindset, I don't know. You're gonna find that 2022, 2023 is gonna be rough. We got to get these guns off the street, and we got to get help these families become entrepreneurs. I believe the answer to poverty in a city is that you need to tap into the skill set of some of these mothers, fathers, single parents, their teenage kids. Everybody don't have to work fast food. But some of these folk, they out here robbing, stealing, hungry, whatever. And entrepreneurship is the answer. Of course, again, I grew up in church, so of course Jesus is the answer. Going to church, getting your spirit right, getting your mind right. And then once you get your spirit right, you get your mind right, you got your relationship right with the Lord, then you need to become an entrepreneur and find something to do. Find something to do. So anyway, that's my thoughts. The gun violence is it just needs to stop. Derek was a great person, and he's just one of those people that when you met him, he had this smile. He was vibrant. I'm looking here at a picture of him and his daughter in February 14 of 2020, and she I think her name is Daria Bishop, and she got a paper here saying honor roll, and there he is standing behind his daughter. Man, like, I think he had two daughters, and looking at another picture, January 29th, 2020, and I believe this must be his daughter's mom or his wife, and he got two girls, and then he puts my world. I'm like, come on, y'all. Come on. This is just, and this bothers me, in a great way, because I have a little girl, and I'm looking at, his little girls, little high yellow, light skinned little girls. Well, Derek was high yellow too. And so was the mother, but so is my wife, and so is my little girl. And he was definitely a Buffalo Bills fan. Man, this is tragic. Now these little girls are without their dad. That's tragic. And to his daughters, I know they're young. I don't know how old they are. I know they're about 10 or 12 or whatever. But if you ever hear this, if you ever run across this, I went to high school with your dad, and your dad did not deserve this. But if to his daughters, if you ever hear this when you're older, you may run across it. I don't know. Make your dad proud. I could tell from these pictures that he loved you. I could tell from these pictures that he was there, and make your dad proud. Do something great and be that good energy that your dad was. Be that good energy that your dad was, because he will live through you. There's 2 times that a person dies, and that's the last time they take their breath, and the second time a person dies is the last time somebody says their name. So to his daughters and to his daughter's mother or wife or girl, I don't know if he was married. This is Pastor Jimmy Smith. I went to high school with Derek, and I just want to let y'all know that we love you, praying for you, but keep your head up. Be that good energy that Derek was. Put that smile on your face. Hold your head up and know that God has your back. All right. Buffalo, stop doing this. Super ghetto. It's super whack. And I love Buffalo. And I've been away from Buffalo for a minute. I've been away from Buffalo for about 18 years. And I come home, or people ask me where I'm from, I proudly say I'm from Buffalo, New York. But I understand that there is a sickness mentally, a mindset shift, a paradigm shift needs to happen in Buffalo and in Rochester. Because the concept of we just going to shoot and we going to kill, we're just going to shoot and we just going to kill. I didn't grow up in that world because I grew up in the church. Not to say the church was perfect, but I just didn't, I went around gang violence. And when I would hear it, I'm always shocked. Where some other folk may, grew up in the same area and same city and there's nothing to them. But at the end of the day, that kind of stuff is really getting played out. It's time to secure your family financially, spiritually, and physically. And live your best life. Live what I call an effective life. What is that? It's a life of results. Life may not be perfect, but life can be effective. All right. Love y'all. I just needed to say this. Have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.